Hello and welcome to the Courtesy Flush. Tonight we're going to be playing some more Sherlock Holmes. Actually, another Sherlock Holmes. Joining me tonight is, of course, Naresar, who's going to be playing this fine game. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Let's bring you up here so everyone can see you. There we go. Yeah. So we're I've played like a very little bit of this game. I remember nothing from it. This was a long time ago. And Nick has never played it. This is one of the ones that were made in 3D by a frog company. I'm not sure if frogs actually made the game, but I guess that must be the case because why else would they put frogs on the cover, obviously? So
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. I don't know what else it could be.
Exactly. So we're going to play this Sherlock Holmes game made by frogs, which are supposed to be a whole series. Some of it gets into Cthulhu-esque stuff from what I could tell in the promotional art. I have no idea what we're going into here. So let me just go ahead and... I have an idea, but it's not really... We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to launch the game here and see if it doesn't blow my computer up. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Apex. Let's go. Yeah, let me pop the game over here. There we go. Turn that off. See, it was made by a frog company. I wasn't kidding. And PhysX. We're gonna get it. I guess this must be it must be like a Twitch multiplayer shooter version of Sherlock Holmes I didn't know about. Oh no, there's the PhysX, I think. Like, that's not totally just a texture. I'm sure that's actually like a physical water. Hey, look, Nick, it's your favorite part of Sherlock Holmes. The chemistry. Remember the chemistry?
I mean, I'm sure this chemistry will be much more clear than the chemistry that we were dealing with in the last game.
I agree.
Hopefully, maybe.
Also,
anyways.
Yes, the charity was amazing. Everybody did a great job. I'm really glad everybody came together. Tex made a charity, Nick, that pulled up over... well, combined, I also helped. It was like $24,000 for Toys for Tots.
Yeah, for the Christmas stump over the...
Yeah. The meth for kids or whatever. That's what we called it, because in Payday 2 you make meth as a job, and so that was the whole charity. But they had to change the name because obviously nobody wants to accept a check that says meth from kids on it.
Yeah, that seems less than ideal, so...
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Moon. This is fancy. Look how fancy these graphics are. He's looking into a thing. Looks
yeah,
like
I think... You know, I'm not sure, but this is probably the fanciest game we've played since, like... You played Tomb Raider, probably?
Yeah, this is the fanciest game. Yeah, you're right. This is exactly this is unlike us. But this is also an older game at this point, because this I think came out like 2008 or 2009, somewhere in there. I don't recall. Maybe it was like 2000 something. But let's go ahead and... Hey, Dopes. Hey, how's it going? 17 months. Thanks for the courtesy. Welcome back, dude. It's very British. In memory of the Ukrainian Heavenly 100. Ah, yes, the intro for the game. Get ready to find out who stars in this fine game. Starring Sherlock Holmes. You would have never guessed. And also John Watson. It's what we were saying earlier. It's like, well, who's playing the characters? We already know these characters are gonna... We expect that to be in this game. Oh, that was the whole intro. That was the whole intro. Is that the G-Man from Half-Life? Well, you never know. 2014 is older. Yeah, well, it's before times. It's almost 10 years ago.
No, this is okay.
What was that? That music.
Or...
he's reloading.
Oh, no, he's reloading. Okay. What else we got? That's it. Take cover behind the zone. Okay.
3, 4,
Holmes, will you stop that?
5, 6.
You are utterly mad.
Okay, 7. So he might have a 7. He has an 8-shot, 9-shot revolver, 10-shot revolver. Okay.
Stop, Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Policeman. 9th step avoided. Inspector Lestrade.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
You can't
A
call him
sailor,
that.
most probably.
What happened here?
It is the 19th century.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
What? Why?
this is-
That
That's
Watson
there
is
too.
right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small
yes.
fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
How can you hear anything over the
Has the
gunshots?
investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
I don't know.
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Oh. Oh, joy. Ah, comfy stream on the flight. Oh, and thank you, Ogawa, for clearing that up.
Okay,
I knew that
so
sounded familiar.
cast, investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Inspect the crime scene at Woodman's Lee. Select a suit to wear using your personal wardrobe and join Lestrade at Woodman's Lee. One of these things is not like the other.
No.
Evidence.
Oh, we already have a picture of what he looks like. Somehow he just knows.
Well, this is the victim. Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born 1845, and so 50 years old. He has achieved success in whale hunting in Scandinavia. Retired in 1884, eventually moving to Woodman's Lee.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Oh, look, our favorite map. This time it actually works. Like the last game where we were like, just move a pixel out of the way. Map technology
Really, I can't-
upgraded in 2014.
Okay. On one hand, I appreciate the fact that it says escape, quit. Sure, perfect sense. I can't click on it. Why would you make it look like that and I can't click on it?
That's a good point. This game has just lost a point for that one. Hey, Diggs, how's it going? Also, you can hit R from the menu to go into first-person mode, so you can look around as Sherlock Holmes, looking at all the fine stuff in his house. You gotta dress for success. Yeah, you're right. He's doing some plant research, it looks like. Analysis table.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
BT. BT.
This is where I keep my post.
So if he has letters, he just
This
stabs
is
it.
where I keep my post.
Okay, so this is how you get back to Woodsman Lee if you need to go anywhere.
Oh, okay. So that's leaving.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Well, yeah, you were just shooting up the place too.
Wrong. Was there something over here? Doesn't seem like it. But we can.
You go
Watson.
along to Peter Carer's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Wow.
I've seen somebody comment. Oh no.
Oh. Why is he staring at her? That's weird.
Yes, that is weird.
Oh my.
Anyways, I've seen somebody comment that, Watson always makes himself out to be like, more sane in some respects than Holmes, and, Holmes does all these crazy things. But Watson follows him around without very much prompting. It's like, hey, Sherlock will be like, hey, Watson, go grab your revolver and let's head out for danger. And Watson is just like, absolutely, right there behind you.
Capital
like,
idea, Holmes, and pulls out his
yeah,
revolver, gets ready.
That's not the comments of a sane man.
All right, so now you get to put on Sherlock's stuff.
Oh, we can disguise. I don't think we need to.
You can change his hair. Oh, wow.
Ourselves. But we can bop over to the wardrobe. So we've got a morning gown, we've got a sailor outfit, unbuttoned suit, casual suit, black suit, brown suit, green suit, gray, light, bandit, farmer,
Just in case.
and back to morning gown. Let's go with, and not black, brown. Let's
Brown.
go
And you hit R to go back to third person if you need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're dressed for success. Do you have your hat, your famous hat, the hat? Hey Zen, how's it going? Actually, we've never had a chance to get to play this one. I've had this on my Steam for the long. Oh, you can't. It's not it's not unlocked yet. The hat's not unlocked.
Okay.
None of the hats are unlockable. That sucks. They all look good too.
I feel like probably he should be wearing a hat, but we're gonna go with no. We're just gonna, a nice casual suit. Anything else we need to take a look at?
Just a modest bedroom. Thanks, Zen. I hope you've been having a good holiday week of your cheese and confusement.
Somebody in chat, look, because I'm curious. When was Crime and Punishment published? Like, so I think seems like the date they have set for the game is 1895, based on the guy being born in 45 and being 50 years old. So I'm wondering how up to date Holmes is on his literature. I guess it wouldn't even be classic literature yet. It's like just
It would be something. 1866, December. Thank you, Iron Phoenix. So it's been out for a while.
Yeah, 30 years. Okay, interesting.
Hats are all DLC content you have to pay for, or just bribe the devs with. No.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
You do you, Nick. You don't have to listen to Lestrade. He's not the real detective here. If you decide you want to look at those pumpkins, by gosh, you're going to look at some pumpkins.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Oh. Hit tab. What does that do? The garden and fields are well kept. A capable gardener works here. Oh. Hey, Ginger. How's it going? Yeah, I was close thinking it was 1880s. All right, Nick, you need to do what I like to do, which is collect all the clues and then talk to the people. Because then you can catch them in a lie, you know? You gotta do it, see, like, you have to do what Columbo does. He bumbles around and looks at things nobody gives a crap about. And then he goes, you know, it's weird how that garden is so well kept. And this guy was a sailor, you're saying? Ah, man, I know too many sailors with a green thumb.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Ooh, click that little icon at the bottom. All right, Nick, time to break this lady down. Using A and D, you can move up and down the body and look at various things. So hover over parts of her body to see if you can locate any clues. Cameo. Gardening gloves.
She's the gardener.
Crested tit. Catholic rosary.
Finding one other thing.
Yeah, you'll have to hover around everything until you find it. It's birdhouse. There you go. Just start from the top.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open. But I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Yeah, what's going
Madam,
on?
can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
During the Victorian era, people gave gloves as a gift at funerals. I mean, the family of the deceased gave them out. So weird. Yeah. That is a little... This game is very Bumblecrumb.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
When is he not drunk, am I right? I'm heading now. One more thing.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Interesting.
Well, click that last option. I think that's then.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Q.
I didn't know there was QuickTime events.
Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you.
Right? What do you think of that assumption there, Nick?
I mean, I'm wondering. I'm wondering how much cultural baggage is that we just don't know about the time.
Mr.
period, or that
Holmes?
they're making up.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
Hello?
I think it just says Mr. Holmes. This seems
Locked?
that's
Probably
I'll
something you do later.
probably, yeah, exactly.
But you can go behind it. Unless there's a barrier back there.
Oh, we can go back.
No.
Nope,
Nope, just a
maybe.
barrier.
Darn you, invisible walls. We can get this. Nope. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
But
just keep
anyways.
looking around.
Keep an eye out for a key.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
That is indeed rather odd, isn't it? Oh. Oh, hit T. Stone pathway. Land around stone pathway. Put footprints. Ooh.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Why aren't they walking on the path? Stone path. Interesting.
What's that say?
Hmm. What is?
Evidence required. Okay. Probably figure out a shoe
These
size.
footprints
Helpful tip: when making chocolate cream pie, make sure your chocolate cream is set before putting it in the pie shell. Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
I'm reminded of text description of playing Disco Elysium with high encyclopedia and visual calculus. Yeah. Hey, Fond Boy, how's
Peter
it going?
Carey's body is inside the cabin.
Welcome
we took
back.
care not to touch anything.
They just see you wandering around aimlessly in the grass. So like,
Okay, what's
No
the
problem.
purpose of this big stone wall here? Like, not the whole thing, obviously. Although it's, like, rather extreme. I'm talking about this stretch from, like, here to the gate. Because the rest of the wall is even with the gate, so why have this stretch here? That seems like a lot of work.
that is a lot of work. Stonework is not easy. You can also talk to the gardener.
Hmm?
Oh, that's not a guard. That's just a police op.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know what he's doing. Can't talk to him.
He's examining the arugula.
Mr. Holmes?
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Examine it with your special eyes. Oh, hit T. Wolf vision or something.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Cocaine eye.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Footprints beside the path. If I were to make an ass of myself, I'd say it means the victim knew his killer because they were walking side by side.
I mean, that's not a...
What a terrible way to die.
Ooh, harpoon straight through the chest.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Probably...
This man is in his 50s. yet he still looks quite strong.
Pitchforked like Frankenstein, yeah.
That's not...
Oh, something at the bottom there.
Blood?
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
What about the initials on the front?
there we go.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Oh. So numbers.
QE. Huh.
Took a big dude to do that.
These
No kidding.
abbreviations mean something, but what?
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Oh, you can examine his.
Oh, there was something there. Sea knife.
This wooden handle is plain and solid.
What? B is
B.
open deduction space.
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Alright, so you're missing something else. Face. Oh, clothes.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Wait. Oh,
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
nice. Alright, hit B for abductions. You have some abductions. Ooh. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempt will be repeated.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Oh, hit T. Looks like your cocaine vision is activated.
Well, that's where the harpoon came from.
Suspiciously empty space. Oh, go back. Now outline in the dust.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
Is D for save again? I don't think. No.
No, D is part of our moving around. We probably should save at
Yes.
some point.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Map.
Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
It's a whaling map. That's right. Did a lot of whaling around Scandinavia.
That's not a whale. That's a shark.
Probably a memento.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Oh, object of interest. I don't know.
The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
And compare them to the footprints.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
I like how the game just like kicks you out when it realizes that you've explored all the options.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the
Not
ship
now,
that Peter
though.
Carey commanded.
So that way we at least know we're not just running around chasing our tail here.
Yeah, it is nice.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
This must have been his wallet. Does it have his state ID in it? Oh, it's a tobacco pouch.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
What?
Oh, we're trying to line up everything.
Why? Why? It's just a lot. That's upside down, so we know that it's not over here. And you can move parts around.
We can?
Yeah. So you click and drag it.
Oh, we can move. Okay.
It was a compass, sharp, hand-sized.
Okay. When do we get called close enough? Come on.
These puzzles are a little frustrating at times. Yeah, they're a little weird, aren't they? It reminds me of something. I mean, this isn't vague enough, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
That's all he got from that? You did all of that work just so he could say, this is the tobacco for sailors like. Wow.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he
Yes,
met
quite.
his death.
I say. Oh, there's some pictures back there on the other side of the table. I don't know if they count as anything.
Doesn't appear to. At least I can't get over to look at them.
Anything in the burning? The stove? Because it's just on.
Doesn't appear to have anything of interest.
Not sure that was worth the mental effort. What about his bed?
Well, bed would be.
Yeah, you'd... Okay.
I guess.
Go to the footprints. See if
Yeah.
the shoes match.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Yeah, whoever stomped in these were much bigger than a size 8. Should probably talk to Lestrade.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, Ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Oh, he's gonna do it now. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say you might want to go talk to that lady.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Also might check to see what the local possums know. You're right. So he had a drink with someone. There may be evidence planted in the garden. Oh, I see what you're saying. They planted the evidence very well. Get it, Nick? Because it's a garden?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I got it. Can you go behind the shack?
Damn. I do not see anything that appears to be of interest. Although, I will say, given that this is England, I don't believe that they have possums. Same, like...
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
But we can't look at them at all. It's weird. I feel like that's going to be important later. No key to the other shack, despite it having what appears to be an interior.
It's probably the gardening shed. It's probably where you put all the tools. You sure there was nothing behind the that house? Not the house, sorry. His place. Because I don't know if this house is actually part of it or not. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Caw! A lot of crows in this area. Ah, yes, that bird sample noise. I remember that sound. Heard it a lot in Daggerfall. Oh.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Oh.
So we needed to find that to say, hey, we're going to hide here for when the thief comes back.
It's very dark. Can you see well, Nick? Is it too dark?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Is it good on stream? You guys can see it all right? A little dark.
Shh.
Okay, sorry.
Did you hear that?
No, I was talking. Sorry. There he is. It's the killer returned to the crime scene. And he's 12 years old.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there!
Get me out from here.
Mr. Holmes!
They still
All right,
haven't
my
taken the
fine fellow.
body?
Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain
Okay,
Carey.
I just like
I
this guy.
assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not... It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
If this was the Victorian era, really, they would just arrest him for trespassing and ship him to Australia. Open the deductions, Nick. What do you have? Can you click on any of them?
I can. I was just trying to think of what makes the most sense to connect.
No, that didn't work. I guess you could just try them all. No, that had nothing to do with anything.
Okay, let's try pin to the wall. Nope.
That missing tin box is probably connected to the break-in attempts, maybe. No? Interesting. None of these facts seem to matter to each other, Nick. These are
might need...
all unanswered questions that will make a case hard to solve. Interesting. Send him to the gallows. We got him. Yeah, none of these things make any sense. But you see, if we solve the case, they will. Also, John Hopley Nelligan is also the initials on that notebook. I'm assuming he must have been coming back for it.
Mr. Holmes? Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Very well.
Thank you.
So it was the Victorian era, really? They would... Oh, we already saw that. Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Holmes?
How nice of them to leave it unlocked for us. We've got...
Let's do a little crime.
Here we go. I bet this is it.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Oh.
Okay.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor.
Evidence.
These abbreviations.
A ring. Oh, we need to... I think there's an inscription there.
From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883.
From R. Dawson
Oh, you have to click on all of it.
to my friend and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
The One Ring. Can you make the incorrect deductions and accuse the wrong
A
person?
handkerchief.
Yeah,
with
that's...
the initials JHN.
I read that was actually a possibility, so you could totally
pocket
mess up
knife.
the case.
It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
All right, so you've looked at all the evidence except for the thing you need evidence for. A secret-only fire hotel. Indeed. Let's break and enter into the morgue.
Not like we haven't done that before.
I like my breaking and in theme songs.
Can't do anything in the morgue, it seems.
You didn't break anything, so it's just entry. You could play Sherlock Holmes, the incompetent detective.
Lestrade.
That's the staff room. It must be past that door in the back there.
Yeah, but let's...
Not that door. The gate, yeah.
I was going to bother Lestrade, but apparently not. The inspection room itself.
Who's in the prison?
Mr. Holmes?
Nobody. Okay. Just a guy. Uh-oh. Wow. Wow. They weren't fucking around in Victorian era. Got a measuring tool. What is that noise? Oh, it's just pipes. Are they moving through those pipes, man? At least it's not the incontinent detective. Yeah, he wouldn't make it very far without a little brown note. So they can lower the light down on him?
Or lower it to
Oh,
light.
let's examine him closely, Nick.
Oh, true.
Shabby cap. I said patch. I said thin neck.
Don't know what that has to do with anything.
Expensive fabric.
Expensive
Probably because he's
fabric.
thin neck. Probably means he doesn't have much muscular.
He had money at one point, but has
pocket.
fallen on hard times.
Elaborate button.
Yeah, he had money at one point, but has since fallen on hard times.
Good point. Yeah, short sleeves. Very.
It was when he was younger. He grew.
Callous. Scars.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Q. Ah,
Yeah.
Why does it always...
There's quick times.
Your father's jacket? That's probably what it is. That's probably exactly... Well, no. Or is it the engraving?
I'm guessing it's supposed to be the engraving because...
Okay.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Well, yeah, let's ask him all the questions.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
He says it so threateningly.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Oh. Ah.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well done, Nick. He's running numbers. Ahoy! Hey, Ross.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
You have a new deduction, Nick. Beduction. B for beduction. Swift actions. That's a new one. Pinned to the wall.
There we go.
We need to find out whether an unskilled and uncertain man can use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Oh, I feel like there's an experiment coming on.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Yes, he would.
Okay, so we should probably go back to Baker Street for a couple things. One, let's check out our archives, see what's up.
Yeah, we have to do some research. Looks like the horse has finally stopped. Oh, look, a dog.
It's a puppy dog.
Toby.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Remember Toby when we had to borrow him? Now he lives here. He did help us find out who was killing all those guys in the last game.
Where is... That's the front door.
Crimes. Oh, this must be
Oh,
Watson's
Watson's
room. You can tell how tidy it is. This is before he met Mrs. Watson, I'm assuming.
Presumably.
Lick everything? That's not really going to help us solve the case, but alright. If you insist.
Okay, let's just talk to Watson and see what happens.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Pig.
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Punishments are a lot like Jello. There's always room for more. There are 5 frogs hidden in every map. Can you find them all to unlock the secret ending? That's I'm assuming that's a joke. I don't know.
I would hope.
Oh.
So. Oh, here we go. Here's how we research.
No, it's not a chemistry thing. There's a Bankruptcy Act of 1883.
It's an Nelgian.
Nelligan.
Bankrupt. Nelligan. Whatever. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has been accordingly assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the 2nd largest on record. The liquidation of the company is pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He is last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted by both the police and his creditors. Interesting.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Oh.
A weird amount of sailing or going on
I
around.
need to take a harpoon with me.
Oh, I guess you'll have to go get the harpoon. Ah, yes. The original Scooby-Doo.
Oh, the frogs. Okay.
The books on the wall are the period version of the internet. Yeah, you're right. I think you're absolutely correct.
Okay, so can we just straight up steal?
It's not really stealing. The guy isn't gonna want it
That
back.
should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
You'll need to go. You'll need to find out where those ship's logs are.
Well, the logs are there. The question is, what are we supposed to be doing with them?
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Okay. So she's got nothing new for us. So now to the butcher.
You just have the harpoon sitting there with you.
I'm surprised in a city such as London that you can't just buy a harpoon.
It's true, but why buy something he could just get from the crime scene, you know?
True.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
Watson, you're a doctor. You probably did cadavers.
The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Alright, so you have to hold your breath.
Oh, it won't let it. Like, it keeps us kind of pointing at the carcass. We can't, aim at Watson.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, no, you have to time this. See if you can time it, Nick. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Keep in mind, Nick is, he's...
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Watson was an army doctor in a time where they threw down on the front lines. I guarantee you he's caused much worse smells. I agree.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
You're almost trained. The bar's getting bigger.
Holmes, you should try to...
Yeah, lawn pig darts. It's exactly right. Oh, just above the mark. Oh, nice.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Well, also you have a new abduction. It requires a much greater strength than that of an average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through the wall. A degree of skill would most likely be necessary. 2 men in cooperation might achieve the same result. Or would you think it was a lucky throw? Yeah, I agree. I think it was a feat of strength.
Go back. You can go back and change, but
What about
yeah,
the other
it's
abductions? No, nothing. We already looked at these. Okay. Ship mounted, most likely. What about on the wall over there? I wanted to see that picture.
Okay. What? Oh.
Yeah.
Our cuts of meat.
Our pork
right
chart.
above our pig cut.
There's our pork chart, everybody. In case you're wondering what a pork chart would look like, this is it. It's exactly what you want. Rib roast, spare ribs, tenderloin, jowl bacon, Boston butt, fat back blade steak. There we go.
Tenderloin, pork chop, baby back ribs, sirloin, Canadian bacon. We got a rib roast, spare ribs.
Trotters, yeah. Some Boston butt.
Okay.
What about the board next on the left? Yeah, that pin board. What's all this? Just scribbles.
270 guests. Leaf.
Firelighters save 30. Fighters, I guess that must be an F. Interesting. I wonder why that's pinned here. Weird. Anyways.
Just Scotland Yard with us.
I would also go and do more research.
More research?
Yeah.
More research needed?
I think so. I think what I would do research on is sailing records in that era.
Okay.
All right, we're back at the house.
Okay.
Bacon.
Can we...
My archive.
Oh.
I can always consult with it if needed.
Nothing in the news.
My archive.
All right.
I can
Never mind.
always.
Guess if you had a reason to do it, you would.
Yeah, we must have found the thing that we were looking. The only thing that we are supposed to be looking for at the moment.
Go back into the evidence room as well.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Oh, I'm guessing this is what if you had.
These abbreviations.
All right. Yeah, we do need to get him to tell us about the abbreviations. We could just say like, "Hey, we know you didn't kill the guy." But the cops don't know that. So just start talking. That's the morgue.
Nope, nothing down in the morgue.
Locked.
Come on, Lestrade. What are you doing?
All right.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Hit tab.
Interesting.
Examine the ship's logs.
Now, see, now we have a reason to go examine the ship's logs.
Yeah. I guess we're flying to Norway.
"1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
No, nothing.
This is the log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
No, nothing there. Just notes.
Log notes. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away.
Oh.
Log notes for Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll go back to
So-
the Scotland Yard. Well, after you, of course, do research on this company.
I don't know how much.
Because I was going to say, you might have enough evidence to link that notebook now.
We probably can.
All right, let's take a look. Go ahead and go to your research archives. Oh.
Something new,
Interesting.
Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes.
Ah, Wiggins.
Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
All right, let's go do that research.
Meanwhile, I was doing research on what the heck goes on in the real world. Canadian Pacific was founded in 1881. Meaning it would have been a relatively new company at the point that these bonds were bought and sold.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
All right, go back to Scotland Yard and double check that notebook before you call Wiggins. I with these games, I'm like, I want to gather all the evidence.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Carstairs Cowboy says, with a hoist, I think, possibly a lever. To raise the dead, of course. All right. Makes a sprint right for the evidence room. Nobody cares.
Yeah, they know him.
These are the suspects. I wonder if these are...
Yep, CPR. Yeah, and there's the numbers. 8,
Yep,
5, 3, 9, 3, 2. Yeah, so it's all these must be numbers for the bonds.
These must have been the bonds.
You have to underline the CPR. Yeah.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Hit B for abduction. Probably to the break-in attempts. Oh, missing tin box. Ooh. All right, so that's definitely a connection to something. We're going to find out what. It's a list of assets.
Okay. Actually, we can just do this. Go back to Baker Street.
Call our urchin friends. Call Wiggins. He was helpful in the last game. He watched after the son of that guy. After that lady got run over by a horse carriage.
Kidnapper got run over by a horse carriage.
Yes, exactly.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is a list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Wiggins, you're too young for that.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Well. Yep. Oh yeah, definitely save.
Can we save?
I think it saves automatically.
I would assume so. I certainly haven't
Yeah,
seen
we don't have a
anything.
save button.
Oh, dun dun dun,
Mr.
cutscene.
Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting.
Which
Great
means
help.
it's probably going to drag out
Well,
for another 5
the
episodes.
constable that
Probably.
I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Hey, how's it going, Kai? It's true. All right, let's go investigate that paper.
These are the suspects' belongings.
First, we have boots to
These
examine.
old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Oh. We're doing okay.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Oh, we're going to do some chemistry.
Nothing unusual about it.
Okay. Which do we want to do first? Let's do the easy thing first. Let's go check boots.
Yeah, we should definitely get all the evidence before we go and interrogate this guy. We're doing okay, though. Glad to hear you're doing all right as well. We're solving the case of a pirate, or not pirate, of a sailor that was impaled through the chest against the wall with a harpoon in his cabin.
Wait, no, we need to go this way.
First Scotland, you passed it. Yeah, there's. First Scotland Yard arrested a boy because he broke in, but he was definitely not the killer.
These
Ooh.
boots match the footprints exactly.
Dun dun dun.
We did it. We now know that he was there.
Oops, no. Worked?
Liam Hartley's boots matched footprints at Woodman's lead, thus proving that he was there. Judith Carey denies that he was there, a gardener. Does she now? We need to go talk to her about that.
Well, she said there was no gardener.
Yeah, but she said it, like, super suspiciously. I don't know if you saw that. She's like, no, of course there was no gardener. Are you kidding me? I took the body down. All right, let's go.
I can't go into that corner, but anyways.
Let's go talk to her.
Who could do such a
Nope.
thing? My poor husband.
All right. The next thing you have to do.
Go remove some stains.
Yes, we're gonna do some chemical work, which sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay, do we need...
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Oh, Nick, are you ready for
First
chemicals?
condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Oh boy.
Well,
We're gonna do some chemistry.
Green.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Chemistry in this economy? Well, la-di-da. Yeah, you're right. All right, Nick, you have to combine these carefully. I recommend taking the scientific approach and deeply sniffing each one. You're right. We should do that. All right, so I'm assuming.
Okay, green or clear?
I'm gonna go with clear.
Okay.
Yes. No, orange has to be the fourth one.
Understanding, yes.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, then blue again. Then clear. Then orange, right? Yeah.
Well,
It's not like you run out of chemicals. Sniff, sir, this is a taste and discover household. You're right. So it should be... Oh, I see. Okay, this is going to get...
seems like there's two separate things.
I need to prepare a chemical agent.
We'll just,
I need to prepare
I
a
guess
chemical
hit R to
agent.
reset if you're not happy with it.
I'm not entirely sure that I'm doing...
I don't know what you're doing. It seems like magic to me. Over here doing alchemy. Clear has to go in after orange.
Okay.
Don't swig the chemicals? You don't know that. Ooh, double blue. Okay, I see you're trying something special here. Oh.
I have no idea if this is correct or not, but we're trying this.
Well, it's definitely a color. I don't know.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning
Ah.
again.
We created a smoke bomb.
First condition. All
Oh,
7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition.
Oh.
Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
I see what's going on. It's okay.
You see what's going on. I just see a chemical that we now have to combine again, like we did in the last Sherlock Holmes game, where we clicked on everything on the shelf until something exploded. Yes, yes, mustard gas, my favorite. Watson, does this smell like mustard gas to you?
So it's supposed to be a logic puzzle. So you're supposed to, but we've got 2 blues. Okay, I have an idea.
Oh, yeah?
So notice we've got 2 blues, 2 oranges, 2 clears. Okay? So whatever's going on, like we have blue, something, something, orange, and then that orange should be immediately followed by a clear. And I think, based on the spacing involved, if I start off with blue, green, and then blue again, according to the first blue, I have now added 2 things, so it's time for my orange. And then a clear.
I see.
But according to the second blue, I've now done blue and 2 more things, so now it's time for my second orange and then clear combo.
Yes. This sounds correct. And then...
Done. Now I can proceed further.
All right.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Oh, you gotta wipe away all the old ink.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
As you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider. Eden, I, Jew, and remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you, me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, new abduction. No. Break-in attempts? No. What is this? Oh, yeah, none of these have anything to do with each other yet. We're going to get to the bottom of this, Nick. We're going to solve this case. We're going to break it wide open. Oh, wow, you figured out that part. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook which had been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. Ooh. Could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. They might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like going back to feat of strength.
Yeah, I know. I don't think he's the one who killed Peter Carey. I think he was just literally looking for the bonds for his family, which Peter Carey probably had the information on where it was. I mean, it's a motive for murder, but it doesn't make him the murderer because literally the laws of physics. He's like a 15-year-old boy, and the person who stabbed him had to been like a Chad. A super Chad, like a Chad sailor just came and impaled the guy on the wall. Because it took you like 15 attempts with that spear to go right through that pig. So clearly this untrained kid did not stab this man like that. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Mar.
Oops.
Oh, I think you have to pick.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Oh, we have to break him down, Nick. Break him down, Nick. What do you see? Something under his eyes? No? Oh. There's like oh, it's a scar on his neck. Old scar. Gardener's hands. Plant remains. Handkerchief with a crested tit. Who else had one of those, Nick?
The wife.
Yeah. She had it on her notebook.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Nick. Oh, okay. Hurtley's boots match or well-kept garden.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
But it does place you there.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Oh, Nick. Oh, God. Gardener, obviously.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Tobacco cow. Maybe he was the one with the tobacco pouch. Or Hurtley's letter. Yeah,
That's our evidence that he hid something.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now.
Busted.
Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept.
Finally.
At Woodman's Lee.
The shack.
the shack that was blocked off to us for some reason.
Actually, we've been. How long have we been at it?
Hour and a half. You good to go?
You know, let's check out the shack. Let's
Okay.
see if there's anything super special there, and I think we'll call it a night there.
All right, sounds good to me.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Uh-oh. She's lying.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh, my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Uh-oh. Activate cocaine vision.
Oops, wrong button. T for not tab.
On the floor, maybe? Shed floor. Wooden planks. Ill-fitting plank. Ah, there it is. That's the small wooden box.
Let us see what is in this box.
Oh, you have to pick the lock, Nick.
Okay, so we've got a rotate individual and a rotate all.
Okay. You just have to match the lines up, I guess. Who made this lock? And then you use the middle mouse to switch between.
I need...
Oh, you did it. Nice. That's not how lock-picking lawyer picks locks. Yeah, exactly.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hartley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun! I told Mike before we started the stream that I'm babysitting some dogs. And the moment I did that, one of them looked over at me concerned because I was making lots of noise. Anyways, Liam, my dear, you have been so good to me all the time that I have known you. I cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose they are sinful and no good can come from them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. He makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. I'm just gonna say, this is probably of an era.
This is of an era.
If a little arsenic landed up in his rum, oops.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he drank himself to death. What a shame. We shall go into mourning for a year and then move on with our lives. Anyways. So, he is a former soldier who left the military with an honorable discharge after having been wounded in the neck by shrapnel. What the heck? Okay.
Oh, you have a new abduction. Missing papers and Judith Carey's, or is it? No. Liam Hartley's letter. Peter Carey's a non-smoker. I don't know. I'm just like to connect them all, man. What do these have to do with each other? Oh. Break attempts were ordered to recover the notebook that had been lying to pull the victim's blood. Nelligan was looking for his father's paper inside the blood. It explains the presence. Yeah, I think he was just... I think it's number 2. Looking for papers. I think he was just looking for the papers. Oh. We got ourselves a oddly shaped brain cell. Not as a victim of circumstance, he does not fit the portrait of a murderer, either physical or psychological. Okay, so we've explained his innocence, so we now know that it wasn't Nelligan, which is good for him. And I don't think it was the gardener. That means it was a third party. Could have been Nelligan's father who disappeared and reappeared, stabbed him, or it could be somebody else. But yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Anyways.
Everything's starting to come together now.
Yes.
We just need to talk to her.
I think we should start with that next week. You think?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's start with that next week.
All right.
This is one of those times that I wish I could make, like, you know, Mecha's save names when she's saying something like, our save file would be talk to wife, something's up.
Yeah, I like those little. I wish more games had that commentary system. Most don't anymore. They just assume you're gonna play this game for 8 hours straight, and you don't have to worry about it. But yes, all signs do point to soup. But yeah, everybody, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. This was Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment with me and Naresar. We normally play on Fridays, but we decided to play on Saturday tonight. So this is just a little pop-up thing for this evening. So tomorrow is going to be New Year's. I'm not going to be around. I'm going to go hang out with some people.
Your Majesty.
And try to, anyway. Hey, Wrath, thanks. Soup. Oh, yeah, it's my favorite sound effect from Half-Life 2. But yeah, we'll be back again on maybe on Monday, depending on if Mecha's available. We'll play some Tesla Effect, Tex Murphy game. She's finally made it that far, Nick, so we're going to play that.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. We'll be back again. You guys take care. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and we'll see you next time here on the Courtesy Flush. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.